The origins of reality have fascinated humankind since the dawn of consciousness. Across civilizations and cultures, myths, philosophies, and scientific inquiries have attempted to unravel the enigmatic nature of existence. One of the most intriguing conceptualizations of the beginning of all things is found in Norse mythology, where the primordial void, Ginnungagap, represents a paradox of infinite potentiality, neither wholly chaotic nor entirely ordered. It serves as a bridge between the opposites of Muspelheim, the realm of fire, and Niflheim, the land of ice. This mythological construct resonates with scientific and philosophical debates surrounding the emergence of the universe, the nature of entropy and order, and the intricate relationship between chaos and structure. In modern astrophysics, theoretical physics, and philosophy, a parallel discussion emerges about the interplay between randomness and determinism. The Big Bang theory, quantum mechanics, and the second law of thermodynamics all contribute to an understanding of how structure arises from apparent disorder. The concept of Ginnungagap offers a compelling lens through which to explore these questions, highlighting the paradox of how existence emerges from non-existence, how randomness gives birth to patterns, and how order is an emergent phenomenon of chaotic systems. By examining historical, scientific, and philosophical perspectives, this documentary investigates the Ginnungagap Paradox, the delicate balance between chaos and order that shapes the fundamental nature of reality. In Norse cosmology, Ginnungagap is neither an empty void nor a lifeless expanse, but a fertile emptiness, a realm of opposing forces waiting to collide. It is described in the Poetic Edda and Prose Edda as a vast chasm existing before the creation of the world. On one side of Ginnungagap lay Muspelheim, a realm of extreme heat, energy, and destruction, ruled by the fire giant Surtur. On the other side was Niflheim, a domain of ice, mist, and darkness. These two realms, seemingly antithetical in nature, were not in direct contact until a moment of cataclysmic convergence. According to the Prose Edda, it was in this meeting of fire and ice that the first life form, Ymir the giant, and the primal cow, Audhumla, emerged. Ymir's body eventually became the raw material for the creation of the world, crafted by Odin and his brothers from the slain remains of this primordial being. This myth illustrates an essential aspect of the Ginnungagap paradox, that chaos and order are not separate entities, but deeply interconnected processes. Rather than being an inert abyss, Ginnungagap was a crucible in which the tensions between extremes set the stage for creation itself. The paradox of Ginnungagap lies in its simultaneous emptiness and fullness. It is nothing and everything at once, a paradoxical space where neither complete disorder nor absolute order prevails. This mirrors modern scientific concepts of the quantum vacuum, in which the fabric of space-time itself teems with fluctuating energy and potentiality. Modern cosmology offers strikingly similar narratives to the myth of Ginnungagap. The Big Bang theory, first developed in the early 20th century by Georges Lemaitre, and later confirmed by Edwin Hubble's observations of an expanding universe, suggests that all matter and energy were once concentrated in a single, infinitely dense point. This state, known as a singularity, represents a paradox not unlike Ginnungagap, neither chaotic nor ordered in the conventional sense, but rather a realm of infinite potential. When the singularity expanded, temperatures and pressures were incomprehensibly high. In this nascent state, the universe was both ordered in its uniformity and chaotic in its high-energy fluctuations. As the universe cooled, particles began to form, followed by atoms, stars, and galaxies, gradually introducing structure within an initially turbulent system. This transition from high entropy to an ordered cosmos mirrors the mythical interplay between Muspelheim and Niflheim, where opposing forces generated the conditions necessary for structured reality to emerge. Quantum mechanics adds further complexity to this discussion. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which states that it is impossible to precisely determine both the position and momentum of a particle, suggests that at the smallest scales of reality, order and chaos coexist. Quantum fluctuations, which cause particles to appear and disappear seemingly at random, bear resemblance to the chaotic potential of Ginnungagap, where nothingness is never truly empty but filled with latent possibilities. Experiments in quantum field theory reveal that even the vacuum of space is a roiling sea of virtual particles, aligning with the ancient myth's depiction of a void brimming with energy. The paradox of Ginnungagap also finds an analog in the second law of thermodynamics, which states that entropy, or disorder, tends to increase over time in a closed system. This principle might suggest that the universe is moving toward ever-increasing chaos. Yet the observable cosmos is filled with intricate structures, from galaxies and planetary systems to the complex arrangements of molecules in biological organisms. This apparent contradiction is explained by self-organization, a process in which systems can develop higher-order structures despite underlying randomness. For instance, hurricanes form from chaotic atmospheric movements. Crystal structures emerge from random atomic motion, and living organisms develop from the molecular chaos of the primordial soup. Complexity science studies how chaotic systems can give rise to structured behaviors, a concept that resonates with the primordial struggle between Muspelheim and Niflheim. Just as fire and ice did not cancel each other out but instead generated the first living beings, modern physics and biology demonstrate that order is an emergent phenomenon of chaotic interactions. The Nobel Prize-winning physicist Ilya Prigogine provided key insights into how order arises from chaos through his theory of dissipative structures. His work showed that far from equilibrium systems, such as hurricanes, cellular metabolism, or even entire galaxies, can self-organize into complex structures. This means that while the universe tends toward disorder, it also has mechanisms by which higher-order forms can spontaneously emerge, mirroring how Ginnungagap was neither wholly chaotic nor entirely structured, but a dynamic space of creation. Prigogine's work provides a scientific framework to understand the Ginnungagap Paradox. Chaos is not the opposite of order, but a necessary precursor to its emergence. The same principle can be observed in evolutionary biology, where natural selection operates on genetic variation, essentially inherent randomness, to produce structured biological forms over time. Beyond scientific explanations, the Ginnungagap Paradox raises profound philosophical questions about the nature of reality. Taoist philosophy speaks of the yin-yang duality, in which seemingly opposite forces are complementary and interdependent. In Heraclitean philosophy, the Greek thinker Heraclitus emphasized that change and opposition are fundamental to existence, arguing that strife is justice and that stability is an illusion produced by constant flux. The philosopher Georg Hegel developed the concept of dialectical synthesis, in which contradictions are resolved through their interaction, producing higher levels of truth. This model reflects the Norse myth, where the opposition of fire and ice generates something beyond itself, life and reality itself. The same dialectical process underpins scientific progress, where conflicting theories often drive new discoveries. The Ginnungagap Paradox represents one of the most profound ideas in mythology, philosophy, and science. It encapsulates the notion that existence is a delicate balance between chaos and order, randomness and structure, nothingness and being. From Norse creation myths to quantum mechanics, thermodynamics, and evolutionary biology, the underlying principle remains the same. Reality emerges from tension, contradiction, and dynamic interplay. This paradox continues to shape human understanding of the universe, from the microscopic world of quantum fluctuations to the macroscopic scales of cosmic evolution. Whether through mythological narrative, scientific theory, or philosophical inquiry, the idea that order is not the opposite of chaos, but its inevitable consequence, remains one of the most intriguing and essential perspectives on the origins of reality.